Have you ever wondered why so many elders try to eat healthy, yet their test reports keep getting worse? You avoid junk. You eat your fruits. You pick the fresh ones. You stay away from soda. You follow what they told you on TV. But still, your kidneys are getting tired. Your liver is showing signs of stress. And your gut, always bloated, always gasping for relief. Let's start with something brutal and backed by truth. According to a 2022 study published in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, over 70% of fruits sold in local markets across the U.S., yes, even organic ones, still contain significant pesticide and chemical residue even after washing. Let that sink in. That apple you bite with trust, that juicy peach you snack on before bed, that perfect-looking strawberry you place on top of your yogurt, all of it may be carrying more than vitamins. It might be dripping with toxins your body can't handle anymore. And here's the most dangerous part. Elderly organs don't process these things like they did at 25. After 60, your detox systems slow down by up to 47%. That means toxins stay longer in your blood, build up in your liver, and quietly burn through the protective cells of your kidneys. What looks like a simple healthy habit could be the very thing quietly draining your life force. Let me tell you the story of Robert Matheson, 74 years old. He was proud of his diet. Every morning, he ate an apple. Midday, a banana. Evening snack, grapes or strawberries. Always raw, always fresh from the market. But then came the symptoms: fatigue that wouldn't go away, nausea, without reason, slight swelling in his ankles. Within weeks, his doctor confirmed early-stage kidney decline. His liver enzymes were abnormal. His inflammation markers were high. And yet, his diet hadn't changed in 20 years. What changed was what they sprayed on his food. It wasn't the fruit, it was the invisible coat on top. He wasn't sick because of sugar. He wasn't sick because of fat. He was sick because of what he couldn't see. Now stop for a second. Look in your fridge. Do you wash your fruits with tap water for 2 seconds? Do you give it a quick rinse and assume you're safe? That was the mistake. And it's costing millions of seniors their health without a single warning sign. Let's talk about apples. The skin of an apple holds most of its nutrients, but it's also where most of the pesticides stay, clinging deep into the waxy outer layer. A 2019 USDA report found that over 90% of non-organic apples tested positive for pesticide residue. Washing with water removed less than 20%. Peeling the apple, sure, but there goes the fiber, the vitamins, the polyphenols. What's left? Sugar. Now take strawberries. The Environmental Working Group ranked strawberries as the #1 most pesticide-contaminated fruit for 5 years in a row. In one batch tested in California, a single strawberry contained residues from 22 different pesticides. That includes hormone disruptors, neurotoxins, and compounds linked to liver strain. Do you still think your healthy fruit plate is safe? The irony is, the healthier you try to be, the worse it might get if you don't know how to protect yourself. And let's not even get started on grapes. Grapes have thin skins and grow in tight clusters, making them more vulnerable to mold and pests, meaning more chemical spraying. That sweet bowl of grapes after dinner, it might be sugar-coated with organophosphates, a class of chemicals proven to harm brain function in seniors. Now some people will say, well, I buy organic. That's great. But here's a hard fact. Organic still allows certain pesticides, and organic fields are often downwind from conventional farms. Cross-contamination happens every single day, and worse, organic fruits often use natural but still harsh substances like copper sulfate, known to stress kidneys over time. You must understand, it's not the fruit, it's the residue. And it's not about being paranoid, it's about being educated, because your liver doesn't get a second life. Here's what really happens inside your body when you consume fruit with these toxins. Your gut barrier, the protective lining, begins to weaken. That leads to microtears. Chemicals enter the bloodstream and trigger immune confusion. Your body attacks itself. Your liver starts working overtime to filter out what shouldn't be there. Your kidneys, which are already aging, now carry the burden of constant filtration. Over time, your BUN, creatinine, ALT, ST, and other lab values begin to climb. You feel fatigue, nausea, acid reflux, foggy thinking. joint stiffness, all with no clear diagnosis. Doctors chase the symptoms, but not the root cause. And this doesn't just affect sick elders, it hits healthy ones too. Emily Chambers, 68, a retired marathon runner, collapsed during a morning walk. Her blood work showed severe dehydration and inflamed kidneys. Why? She had switched to eating clean bowls of fruit daily after reading about plant-based diets. But her fruits? Always raw, never soaked, never purified. Her doctor found elevated levels of pesticide metabolites in her urine. After detox and dietary changes, she recovered. But her doctor told her this: you were dying from clean food. Let's talk about your gut. Did you know that elder gut lining repairs itself 30% slower than younger people? And pesticides are proven to damage gut flora, the good bacteria that regulate mood, digestion, blood sugar, and even immune function. That damage leads to increased inflammation, which then stresses your heart, your skin, your brain, and yes, your organs. Still think those fruits are harmless. You may be feeling proud of your food choices right now, but you might also be feeling fear, and that's good. That means you're waking up. So what's the solution? You can't stop eating fruits. You can't live in fear. You can't peel everything and lose all the nutrition. What you can do is upgrade your protection, because what's coming next is something I found after months of research. A solution that removes up to 99.9% of harmful residues from your fruits without damaging the nutrients inside. The human body is more intelligent than we give it credit for, but it's not invincible, especially not after 60. That's when your filtration systems, your liver, kidneys, gut, and lymph, start to slow. They don't scream for help. They don't set off alarms. They just quietly begin to lose their efficiency. And if you're eating fruits that carry invisible poisons, your body is being pushed beyond its aging limits. The damage doesn't come all at once. It's a slow creep. You begin feeling small symptoms: bloating after meals, tired eyes in the morning, mild joint stiffness when getting up, dry mouth, strange dreams, skin that suddenly bruises more easily. But you ignore it. You blame age. You take a multivitamin and move on. But what if the cause wasn't age at all? What if every small bite of your healthy diet was slowly loading your system with toxins you were never built to handle? Let's understand what these toxins actually do once inside your body. Take organophosphates, commonly used on grapes, apples, and pears. Once inside your system, these chemicals can mimic neurotransmitters. That means they confuse your brain's messaging system. Studies link long-term exposure to memory issues, poor sleep, and slower reaction time. And elders are the most vulnerable because your blood-brain barrier, the thing that protects your brain, gets thinner as you age. Now look at another group, neonicotinoids. These are found on berries, citrus fruits, even inside the peel of apples. They're known to disrupt gut bacteria. A disrupted gut means your immune system gets weaker. You catch more colds. You heal slower. You develop food sensitivities. For someone already fighting arthritis, blood pressure issues, or mild diabetes, this adds fuel to the fire. Washing fruits under water doesn't remove these. A simple rinse doesn't break pesticide bonds. In fact, cold water alone often hardens wax coatings, trapping the residue inside. You think you're cleaning the fruit, but you're locking the chemicals in tighter. And soap? Absolutely not. Dish soap is not food grade. It leaves behind its own residue, further harming your gut lining. So what does work? Many nutrition researchers now recommend deep oxidation rinses, techniques that remove pesticides using specialized frequencies and electrolysis, not just surface water. These methods break the chemical structure of toxins, lifting them from the surface and neutralizing their threat. But let's zoom out for a moment. The issue isn't just the toxins, it's what happens when toxins meet already compromised organs. Your kidneys, for example, are responsible for filtering 50 gallons of blood per day, but after 60, the nephrons, the tiny filters, start dying off. You begin life with 2 million of them. By age 70, most people have lost over 30%, and toxins from fruit residues aren't soft. They clog, inflame, and exhaust the system. That's why so many seniors develop stage 2 or 3 kidney decline without even knowing it. No pain, just weakness, confusion, swelling, sleepiness, all blamed on getting older. Your liver? Same story. It's your chemical lab. It turns toxins into waste and sends it out through bile or urine. But when overloaded, the liver stores the toxins in fat. That's right, fatty liver in elders isn't always about alcohol or fried food. Sometimes it's clean food that was never cleaned properly. One patient from a wellness clinic in Arizona, a 69-year-old named Sharon, came in with headaches, brittle nails, and chronic fatigue. Blood work showed elevated ALT and AST, signs of liver strain. She hadn't changed her lifestyle. Her food was mostly raw, fresh, and full of fruit. But a residue test on her diet showed high levels of malathion and chlorpyrifos, both common fruit pesticides. She was detoxed using specific liver support and started soaking her fruits properly. Within weeks, her energy returned. Her liver values improved. Her nails strengthened. Nothing else changed, just how she prepared her food. So why don't more people know this? Because we've been told that clean food equals safe food, that raw means healthy, that organic means toxin-free. But that's no longer the world we live in. Soil is polluted. Air carries drift from neighboring farms. Even rain can bring residues from miles away. And the burden of all that lands on your body. If you've ever felt punished despite doing the right thing, this is probably why. You followed the rules. You ate clean. You avoided sugar. You drank more water. You even walked every evening. But you forgot the invisible step, decontamination. It sounds complicated. It's not. It's about protecting your food before it enters your mouth. Because once it's in, the damage is done. Imagine you're taking your medication, eating your apple, drinking your herbal tea, and then wondering why your inflammation markers still climb. It's not the medicine. It's not the tea. It's the microdose of toxin you swallowed with your fruit. Daily, for months, for years. Your gut can't recover if it's under attack. Your organs can't repair if they're overworked. Your immune system can't balance if the enemy keeps sneaking past the gate. So start thinking differently. Your food needs to be as clean as your intentions. Your fruits need more than a rinse. And your future depends on what you do next. Let's pause for a moment. You're doing everything you're supposed to. You wake up early. You stretch. You avoid sugar. You eat fruits instead of cookies. You skip soda. You buy from local markets. You even wash your fruits before slicing them. You think you're doing it all right, but your body is still sending signs. Small ones at first. Gas, bloating, tired legs, then stiffer mornings, poor focus, unexplained weight gain around the belly, strange skin dryness, then that feeling you can't explain, that something isn't right anymore, that you're not as sharp, as light, as stable as before, and that's where the truth becomes painful. Because doing everything right doesn't work anymore. Not unless the invisible threats are taken seriously. Not unless you stop thinking your fruit is safe just because it looks clean. Because what's coating your fruit doesn't show up on the surface. It doesn't smell. It doesn't fade in water. And it doesn't care how many years you've tried to live healthy. Your organs don't need perfection, but they do need protection. Your kidney doesn't care that the peach tasted sweet. It only knows that the chemical sitting on the peach's surface is pushing it closer to overload. Your liver doesn't care that the strawberries were from a farmer's market. It only sees the metabolite of pesticide now sitting inside a liver cell that's trying to survive. It's not emotional. It's chemical. It's biological. It's real. And now you know it. So what do? How do you enjoy your fruits again without wondering if you're poisoning yourself? You clean them properly with something made for this purpose, not with kitchen soap, not with vinegar, not with your hands, but with something built to strip the danger while keeping every vitamin, every mineral, and every good thing your body needs. There's one method that's been proven to work across multiple studies: controlled electrolysis purification. That's where the AquaPure machine comes in. This isn't a fancy bowl. It's not a gimmick. It's not another shiny kitchen device you'll forget after a week. It's a small, powerful, clinically backed fruit and vegetable washing device that uses deep oxidation and advanced ion purification to remove over 99.9% of harmful chemicals, pesticide residues, bacteria, and even wax coatings. And it doesn't just swirl water, it changes it. Once you drop this rechargeable device into a bowl of water, it begins transforming the molecular charge of that water into an active purification bath. That bath then penetrates every crevice of your fruit, every grape stem, every apple pore, every strawberry fiber, and lifts off the invisible film your eyes could never see. You don't peel, you don't scrub, you don't damage, you just purify. It doesn't alter the taste. It doesn't leach nutrients. It doesn't need chemicals. You don't even need to plug it in while using it, and it lasts. It's built for daily use, for years. This is not a trend. This is the next layer of protection. Because if you're over 60, your body has already spent decades fighting invisible threats. It deserves something better now. Something that doesn't ask for more effort, just smarter effort. You can keep buying the best fruits, the best herbs, the freshest greens, but unless you clean them right, you're still feeding your body the very enemies it's already tired of fighting. So don't skip this. If you want your organs to last longer, if you want your morning energy back, if you want your belly less bloated and your brain more clear, then this one small change can finally shift everything. The AquaPure device is available right now. Link is in the description and comments. No drama, no hard sell, just facts. People who use it feel the difference. In their digestion, in their sleep, in their lab results, in their confidence. And more than anything, they feel safer, because they know their food is clean, not by appearance, but by science. Buy it now, or wait until your next blood test tells you something's wrong. But if you're here, if you've read this far, you already know which path is smarter.